You mean friendly to each other?
Yeah, very friendly to each other. Like,
well, you made us, like, have sex.
If you're a fan of The X-Files, you know this. When agents Scully and Mulder talk, sparks fly. And when the actors reunited earlier this year, fans lost their minds. The relationship between Gillian Anderson and David Duchovny turns out to be the biggest conspiracy of all time. And that's saying something considering the whole TV show revolved around conspiracy theories and everything mystery-related. The show's fans are so intense, they even coined a trendy term we're actively using these days. Yes, you too, no backing off. Did their feelings ever reach the off-screen world? And why are so many people convinced they've been in love this whole time? Recently, Gillian Anderson and David Duchovny reunited for a lunch date, and immediately fans swarmed the comments section under the pic Gillian shared on Instagram. "I've just died 1,000 deaths from one photo," gushed one, while another wrote, "Hell yeah, King and Queen are back!" Fans immediately wanted to know if the post meant a possible return of the hit sci-fi crime series. However, it appeared that Gillian was just introducing her former on-screen partner and lover to her dog Stella. Aw, sweet! The X-Files was one of the most popular series in the 90s, running for 9 seasons, having 2 movies, and reviving for 2 seasons a couple of years back. And it turned David and Gillian into one of the most popular TV couples of all time. The show is filled with conspiracy theories, but there's this one mystery that fascinates, frustrates, and thrills some fans like nothing else: the real-life relationship of David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson.
I think it's remotely plausible that someone might think you're hot.
It's not your typical situation where people casually wonder if 2 leads are secretly in love, even as the pair actively denies, as they have, that there's a romance. For a huge portion of the fandom, this question is a true mystery that has bubbled up over the years and now become a complete frenzy when we got to the revival a couple of years back. As much as Gillian and David appear to despise constant questions about whether they are in love, they stoke the flames with pictures like these. So how did Duchovny and Anderson become scrutinized to the point where we have entire Tumblr and Pinterest boards devoted to their every interaction? Some fans would even analyze types of body language between the 2 leads. When the show originally aired, people felt so strongly that Fox, Mulder, and Dana Scully should date that it is believed to have coined the popular internet phrase, "The first ship," that became widely popular and accepted was Kirk and Spock from Star Trek. But the actual usage of the term saw its origin around 1995 by fans of The X-Files. At first, they called themselves relationshippers, then R-shipper, and finally just shipper. On the one hand, this phenomenon exists because loyal fans have a personal investment in the characters, wanting them to be a real-life couple or at least friends. Not only did they fail to find romance together, but they also struggled to be friendly towards each other through most of the series' run. After incredibly long days of filming, they wanted nothing to do with each other. Did David and I hate each other? At times, yes. Like any brother and sister, husband and wife, co-worker and co-worker, forced to spend that much time together under such strenuous circumstances, Anderson once wrote. She referred to her working relationship with Duchovny as a forced marriage. Anderson and her first husband subsequently divorced, but her professional partnership with David Duchovny lasted for close to a decade. It has frequently been rumored that the 2 actors couldn't stand one another. Sometimes she wouldn't even answer the question about what she thought of her co-star, saying, let's go on to another question. Duchovny indicated he felt the same way. They didn't have a relationship offset at all. We don't run from trailer to trailer to exchange the news of the day. We have a successful working relationship, and that's the best way to go about this job. The internet is filled with similar quotes that have been dissected over time, including the video of the time when the Crown actor didn't thank Duchovny in her 1997 Emmy speech when she won the Best Actress in a Drama. Rather than deter shippers, this sort of tension just fueled their desire even more, and it shows that each one has intense feelings about the other.
I think he was hitting on every girl in the hallway, and he happened on me, and I happened to be cast. But we didn't end up.
So untrue.
Okay.
These fans also didn't mind that Anderson was married to her first husband until 1997, the same year that Duchovny tied the knot with Tia Leone. Mulder and Scully's situation was murky on the show as well. They had a baby together towards the end of the series, yet the writers never delved too much into their love life. Anderson later said she enjoyed the slow burn between the eventual couple. I personally enjoy that the writers were clever enough to drag it out, so that even the touch of a hand or a hug was meaningful. Duchovny is also a fan of the romantic Mulder-Scully mashups set to song. It's really kind of cool, and I get it now. We couldn't agree more. Can it be similar to their off-screen relationship, though? The theories about the Californication alum and the Falls star's relationship gained steam over the years as segments of the X-Files fandom scoured for clues. For instance, while Anderson didn't thank Duchovny at the 1997 Emmys before she walked up on stage, she kissed him before she kissed her boyfriend. And they took part in some steamy magazine photos, like the Rolling Stone series of them in bed, or an Us Weekly cover where Gillian licked David's face. Later blooper reels from the 1998 X-Files movie showed them turning Scully and Mulder's almost kiss into an unscripted makeout session, although those cuts didn't make the film. A few years later, the conspiracy got a second wind when it was revealed that the leads were suddenly friends. It turns out having a break from filming made the heart grow fonder. In an exhaustive timeline, a Tumblr user carefully documented many instances of the two interacting after the show ended. For example, in 2007, Gillian said she had a delightful lunch with David and tried to describe their rocky dynamic. "We were essentially married. We saw each other more than either of us saw our partners. And it was like any relationship, it had its ups and downs." At that point, the pair got along well enough to film a second X-Files movie in 2008. Things got steamy in 2013 when the two acted very flirty at the events promoting the show's 20th anniversary.
Right? Yeah, we do have chemistry.
At this point, Duchovny had split from Leone, and Anderson was broken up with her long-term boyfriend. At Comic-Con, she even said that the two of them had filmed a sex scene on X-Files that never made it to the air. Though eventually Gillian claimed she was making it up. Immediately, rumors began that they were finally together. Or was it just to get publicity? Another intensive Tumblr timeline detailed all of the instances of the two saying complimentary things to each other. Then the two started posing for Reddit AMA-proof photos together in bed and frequently flirting on Twitter. Soon, Anderson sat for an infamous Huffington Post interview in March 2014 while promoting her NBC show Crisis. Gillian denied she and David were dating, though not very convincingly, and set the internet ablaze when she admitted,
"There couldn't be any attraction there because of that. It's just
It's not that there might not be
friendly
attraction. There's a friend, there is an
Yeah.
attraction. There's an attraction.
friend attraction.
Maybe there might even be more than an attraction, but it's not going to happen.
A month later, she and Duchovny bantered on Twitter again. Though he went on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon to reiterate it was just a joke and essentially people should relax. And that's not it. Word about Duchovny's divorce from Leone leaked out on August 9th, 2014, Anderson's birthday. To make things even more suspicious, Anderson had announced her split with her boyfriend 2 years prior, on Duchovny's birthday. How is that possible? As you can imagine, this has only continued since news of the X-Files reboot surfaced, and the two went on a very friendly, loving publicity tour. As usual, they've dispelled rumors that they're involved. Still, they kissed on stage at a concert back in 2015 and appeared in a Jimmy Kimmel Live skit where they pretend to have sex on a desk. They also sat for an interview where they giggled, rubbed arms, and Gillian laughed so hard when Kimmel asked about their previous feud. This type of behavior has fans wondering about them more than ever, and they're frequently asked about their relationship. Yet, David continues to be shocked and somewhat frustrated to get the question, saying, "Gillian and I are not lovers or boyfriend and girlfriend. There seems to be a certain kind of Twitter contingent that wants us to be together. It's odd to me because I've never had the fantasy of wanting two people together that aren't or are." Back in 2016, Anderson even had to ask, "Is that going to be the headline of this interview?" when a reporter dared to ask whether the two have a romantic relationship. Obviously, yes, it became the headline. Anderson's reaction is precious, primarily when the two of them only fueled the rumors whenever they appeared. Despite all the controversies and rumors about their relationship, the pair has always been supportive of each other. So when Anderson revealed that she was offered less than he was to do the new series, David did everything he could to right that wrong. Hollywood payment is not fair, and it doesn't always parcel on gender lines or race lines or anything like that. As evidence, their actual relationship has been a significant part of the show's story for more than 2 decades. Surely they recognized it was excellent publicity for the show. So not only do Gillian and David appear to enjoy that they have become a big conspiracy, in the end they perpetuate it more than anyone. What do you think of this couple of couldn't stand each other turned good friends? Were you ever invested in them becoming more than friends? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, click that notification bell and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll be back with Sweet and Spicy in the blink of an eye.